The birth of the weather forecast. The man who invented the weather forecast in the 1860s faced skepticism and even mockery. But science was on his side, writes Peter Moore. 150 years ago, Admiral Robert FitzRoy, the celebrated sailor and founder of the Met Office, took his own life. One newspaper reported the news of his death as a sudden and shocking catastrophe. Today FitzRoy is chiefly remembered as Charles Darwin's taciturn captain on HMS Beagle, during the famous circumnavigation in the 1830s. But in his lifetime FitzRoy found celebrity not from his time at sea but from his pioneering daily weather predictions, which he called by a new name of his own invention, forecasts. There was no such thing as a weather forecast in 1854 when FitzRoy established what would later be called the Met Office. Instead, the Meteorological Department of the Board of Trade was funded as a chart depot, intended to reduce sailing times with better wind charts. With no forecasts, fishermen, farmers and others who worked in the open had to rely on weather wisdom, the appearance of clouds or the behavior of animals, to tell them what was coming. This was an odd scenario, that a bull in the farmer's field, a frog in the jar or a swallow in a hedgerow could detect a coming storm before a man of science in his laboratory was an affront to Victorian notions of rational progress. Yet the early 19th century had seen several important theoretical advances. Among them was an understanding of how storms functioned, with winds whirling in an anti-clockwise direction around a point of low pressure. Weather charts, another innovation, made it easier to visualize the atmosphere in motion. One influential theory argued that storms occurred along unstable fault lines between hot and cold air masses, just as we know earthquakes today happened on the boundaries of tectonic plates. But despite this, the belief persisted among man